I got 2 words for you. Get out of my face right now.
Oh, got him! Hey, this is Stryker of Enyo. This is Hidden Dialogue in the first Bad Company game. Have you ever stood around in a game only to have a character start talking?
You gotta make stuff happen, Press. Can't just kick back.
Well, this video is all about that hidden dialogue you sometimes come across in games. I took one of my favorite game series of all time, Bad Company, and tried to capture all of the funny and hidden dialogue possible. I played through the game twice, and I have cataloged all the dialogue that I found. This should be a real treat for fans of the Bad Company games, especially since you don't need to play through the entire game yourself. So, while we wait for Bad Company 3 to be announced, sit back and enjoy the funniest dialogue in the first game, split into 2 parts. I did this video because I had a hard time finding anybody else that did this. Some had a few funny lines or 2, one guy had 30 minutes from the second game, but nobody had all the dialogue for both games, so I created this video. Show your love for Bad Company by sharing and making links of your own to these videos, and who knows, maybe EA will notice and give us the 3rd installment. Here we go, this is Hidden Dialogue in Bad Company 1, Part 1. Now, we're gonna tackle the dialogue mission by mission, so I will try to show you everything you will most likely hear in a particular mission, before we move on to the next. Some phrases can be found in multiple missions, but for the most part, we will try to trigger everything possible in a location before moving on. So first off, in the options menu, if you're wondering, I turned up the dialogue option, turned down the music, which affects the radio, but turned down the master volume slightly. There is no way to turn down effects on consoles anyway, so sorry. Oh, and I can't do anything about the brightness. The game has no brightness, contrast, or gamma options. They literally just tell you to adjust your TV so you can see the image. Yep, this game came out a while ago. So here's all the dialogue you most likely will trigger in the first mission, also known as Welcome to Bad Company. And yes, I actually have labeled every single piece of hidden dialogue I could find, not including the insults because that would kind of seem redundant, but I put a good smattering of the insults throughout this video, just here and there. But yeah, this, for the most part, is all the hidden dialogue, the stuff that's not necessarily in a cutscene, although I did leave a couple of those in here. But first, let's actually meet this squad of misfits and find out what their personalities are all about.
Private Preston Marlowe reporting for duty, sir.
You sure you're in the right place?
I believe so, sir.
Did I say 22?
This is B Company, right?
Yep, sure is. But you want to cut out that sir, yes, crap? I'm a sergeant, not goddamn president.
Okay, sorry, sir. I mean, Sergeant.
Yeah, whatever. That one over there, his name is Sweetwater.
Hey, welcome to the sandbox.
His name is Hacker.
Hey, how you doing? You smell very clean.
My name's Redford. You can call me that. Or Sarge. We're all in this mess together now.
Right, Sarge. Do you know what squad I'm supposed to belong to?
It's a beautiful sound either way. Listen now, boys! Typical! Put your wine and sweets! It's about time got some action! Look at the new guys!
Oh, look, you guys dead. Already? I was just about to learn his name.
I think it was probably Joe. Usually is.
His name is Preston. Preston Marlowe. He's not dead.
Bravo 1 Charlie, this is Mike 1 Juliet, over.
The dulcet tones of Miss July.
Mike 1 Juliet, this is Bravo 1 Charlie, over.
We're getting some heavy shelling from grid 641. You've got to go ahead to take out the artillery base. Out.
You heard the lady. We're taking the artillery base.
That's not playing it very safe.
My middle name is not safe. Well, actually, it's Gordon, but
Everyone okay?
Never been better. I'm fine. New guy's fine, too. Way to go, new guy. Staying alive. Very good start.
Squad, regroup.
Bravo 1 Charlie, are the artillery guns still intact? Juno convoy hit some trouble down by the bridge, over.
Mike 1 Juliet, You want us to use the enemy guns? Over.
Affirmative. Bracket the hostiles by the bridge, boys, but be advised, we've got friendlies in the area. Out.
I ain't gonna do it. If I hit our guys, y'all gonna yell at me. Hey, crazy idea part 2. Let the new guy do it. Good one.
Well, let's get the technical difficulties out of the way first. I'm only going to mention this once, but trying to move these guys around and get them in position was a bit of work. It would often take several minutes to get these guys all together for a shot. Getting the three main characters close to each other can be rather difficult at certain times. They usually keep their distance from each other. They usually arrange themselves in a triangle of some kind, with all members looking outward. You know, like a real team trying to maintain a 360-degree perimeter in a hot zone. It's realistic, but it makes it harder to get them lined up. Pushing them around, sometimes they'll sidestep you and they'll move back away from the group. Sometimes you get all three lined up, but then the guy in the back is looking away. Thankfully, there's a mechanic that the character will turn to make eye contact with you if you stand close enough. This does sometimes help, but just know that in order for me to get all these guys relatively close to each other with maybe something interesting in the background, like a Humvee or an APC or a tank, I had to do a little bit of pushing and prodding and poking, and sometimes these guys they would literally keep their distance. It's often the easiest to do it right out of a cutscene where they're kind of geared to stay next to each other, but just know that I did some work to try to maintain a certain visual appearance for this thing, trying to change locations every once in a while, trying to not have, 16 pieces of dialogue at one location if possible, make things a little visually interesting best I can. I might put time codes in the description for all of the dialogue that I labeled. So, hey, let me know if you really want that. Otherwise, I might skip it, but it's kind of interesting, right? Here we go.
So, Sarge, retirement, huh?
2 days and counting.
You don't think you're gonna miss this? Hanging out with us guys?
Yeah, you bet.
This war is about oil, right?
No, that was the last one. This one has to do with natural gas resources or something.
I got lots of natural gas.
Yeah, what were those army rations, man?
Come on, pull my finger.
Hand here, here and here.
You take one step farther, I swear I'm gonna shoot the both of you.
Did they take away your sense of humor when they give you your sergeant stripes?
Pull my trigger finger. Go on. Come on, Sarge.
Mike 1 Juliet, this is Bravo 1 Charlie, over.
Bravo 1 Charlie, this is Mike 1 Juliet. Great work at the River Passage, boys. I've got a new job for you straight away. You are go for Objective Mustang. Over.
Could you tell her I said hi?
Objective Mustang, affirmative, out. Okay, listen up, boys. There's a farm due west, possibly held by Russian forces. We're going to scout it and clear out any hostiles.
Way to go, Prez! So, new guy, I bet you're wondering how three nice guys like us ended up in bad company, right?
I bet he won't be wondering for long.
Well, Haggard got transferred here for blowing up the biggest ammo dump east of Paris. I, myself, accidentally uploaded a virus to the Army secure network, and the Sarge... Well, why don't you tell him yourself, Sarge?
I made a deal. They cut my term short if I agreed to transfer here.
Only problem is B Company has the highest mortality rate in the Army, so the Sarge is really playing long odds.
For 3 more days, then I'm going fishing and you can have this war all to yourselves.
So we'll pretty much be playing it safe from here on. You remember the last dispatch officer before Miss July?
He was real grumpy.
Yeah, he didn't like us. He said we had a disciplinary problem.
Was that before or after Haggard punched him? Marlo, keep moving.
Man, I wish I was going back home too.
Yeah? And what would you be doing?
Well, I've looked at some post-grad courses, but the tuitions, man, are horrible.
I had some tuitions once. Tastes a bit like chicken.
You know you don't eat them raw, right?
Sometimes I feel I don't get the big picture. I mean, what's this war all about, really?
Haggett, I don't think anyone knows anymore.
At this point, we're basically just a couple thousand guys running around Europe blowing things up.
Huh? Oh. Okay, that's cool. I'm hungry, and I'm fed up with army rations.
We're all fed up, Haggett.
Yeah, but he's more fed up because he ate mine as well.
What's going on? Give me some space, cowboy. I like the Army. You get to meet a lot of people.
Most of whom are trying to kill us.
No, I'm like, the new guy over there. He's not trying to kill us.
Yet.
If you don't move on soon, I'm gonna, I'll walk back to Texas. You're slowing us down, Preston.
You know, in some states, loitering is a crime. These boots were made for walking, Prez.
Do you hear that? I thought I heard something.
Is this another joke about me talking too much? Because if it is, I can tell you that...
He's right. It's coming from the barn.
Oh, crap!
Take cover! You gotta take out that tank! Marlo! We need something else to take down that tank. See what you can find.
I'll walk it off. Yeah!
Well done. Let's regroup after smoke.
Feels good, doesn't it? I remember blowing up my first tank. Hey, look what you found. Reminds me of my first shotgun. I was the happiest 4-year-old in the county. Happy days. Oh, happy days.
Like I said earlier, that I didn't want this to be a collection of cutscenes, but I did leave a few little humorous snippets from some of the cutscenes in, especially if they mention like a running gag, like Sweetwater trying to talk to Miss July, or Truckosaurus with Haggard. Some of those get mentioned in cutscenes as well as in the hidden dialogue. So in order to just leave all the dialogue pertaining to a certain topic intact as much as possible, I left those in. There are a few cutscenes, some of the best ones in the game I left completely intact. But you also got to keep in mind there's a lot of little 10-second interchanges between characters. For the most part, those are all in there to my best recollection, except the one line of dialogue about it's raining frogs. I got that at a lower quality. I might put that into part 2, but that's the only one I'm missing so far.
Listen, guys. Object and pallet is an anti-air enforcement. Our orders are to take it out. Gear up.
I'm getting hungry.
I wonder what Miss July would like to do for a weekend getaway.
You wouldn't have the guts to ask her.
This is a war, Sweetwater. You don't get the weekend off.
Yeah, well, someday this war's gonna end.
Wash your mouth out with soap.
Walking, Prez. I'm sure you remember the concept. It's like riding a bike. Apart from the bike.
You gotta make stuff happen, Prez. Can't just kick back.
So, tell me, what are we waiting for? Pizza delivery?
So what you had happen in that last scene where I was by the barn with all the characters, I get everyone in position and I couldn't get any more unique dialogue. If you have triggered most dialogue available to you, and you are in the same area, then you will no longer activate any more additional dialogue. And previously heard dialogue will not repeat. The game seems to keep track of unique dialogue, so unless you die or you restart a checkpoint, some of it won't repeat. But anyway, let's get back to the good stuff.
Hey, Preston. You wouldn't have a couple of bucks to borrow me?
Don't give him any. He's always trying to borrow from rookies.
Yeah, 'cause you die so fast that most of the time I don't have to pay back. No offense.
No, why should he be offended? Heavens to Betsy. You're just trying to steal his money while you wait for him to die.
I figure if I hit 100 rookies for 10 bucks, that's $10,000 to the Haggard Retirement Fund.
Yeah, or you could use it to brush up on your math.
Nah, when you're rich, you don't need math.
This has been another Stupid Things That Haggard Says.
What do you want?
Sarge, can I make a call to dispatch, or is that like a strictly sergeant-y thing?
What kind of call would that be?
A booty call.
I just think she has, you know, a fascinating personality.
I bet you do. We're sitting ducks just standing here. Move.
I could sure use a break from all this walking. Why don't we try to find some ride?
Oh, yeah. We could get one of those monster trucks, like Truckosaurus Rex. I bet that surprised the hell out of those Russians.
I really don't know how to respond to that, Haggard.
Who do you reckon would win a fight? One of those Russian tanks or the Truckosaurus Rex? Well, the tank, sure, it has firepower, obviously. But those jaws on the Truckosaurus Rex, man, I've seen them chew through solid steel. Got a candy bar?
Hello, personal space.
Prez, there's a war going on. You're crowding me.
We didn't go through all of this just to end up here.
Row 1, Charlie. Objective Taurus is a go. Stand clear of kill box and wait for the fireworks.
This is 07 at 12 miles now, bearing 270 Angel Street. Stand by for bomb drop.
Oh, man! I should have joined the Air Force. That's what I call an explosion.
Bravo 1, Charlie. Hope you enjoyed the show. Juno convoy is rolling again. Good job, boys. Now move in and clear out remaining hostiles. Out.
So as we get to the end of Mission 1, we're going to run into a cutscene where our team discovers a guy that has a gold bar on him. Now that's going to unlock a number of new topics, and it also means that some of the topics that you ran into in Mission 1, you might not be able to hear them from now on because, well, now you're going to have a slew of new topics, namely the Legionnaires, gold in general, and also mercenary outfit. So those are going to be the new topics that we're going to run right into as soon as we start Mission 2. So just be aware of that. You might not be hearing some of the stuff from the first mission in the second.
We're going to Zabagrad, huh? Nice place?
It's 20 clicks behind enemy line. Important harbor. The Army's launching an offensive and we're going to be the first ones to go in.
Haven't they got guys specially trained for that?
Well, we're going in before them. They're too expensive to waste.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Weren't you supposed to be shipping home about now, Sarge?
Tomorrow, Haggard. One more day of this shit and the only thing I'm going to be fighting a blue mark.
Yeah, I hear you, Sarge. Next up, the Caribbean.
Well, after Zabagrad.
Cybergrab a ding-dong.
Now we get into the unique dialogue for Mission 2, Acta Non Verba.
What? You want to dance?
I can't stop thinking about the gold. If we found a bit more, I could really help my folks out back on the farm.
This is a war, Haggard, not a treasure hunt.
Yeah. But sometimes in war, you find stuff. You know, like pillaging. No rule against that.
Actually, there is. It's called the Geneva Convention.
Well, we're not in Geneva now, are we, college boy?
He makes a sound argument, Sarge.
Maybe we could set up our own mercenary outfit. Start on a small scale and build up a reputation.
By blowing stuff up and eating beef jerky?
Yeah, that could be our motto.
Could we get beer in there somewhere?
Hi, my name's Haggard. I'll blow stuff up while eating beef jerky. How much would you pay for that? Wait, don't answer. We'll throw in some steak knives. How much would you pay for that? Wait, don't answer. Because we'll blow up your building, eating beef jerky, you'll have some steak knives, and you'll have a trip to Mexico. Dial 1-800-HAGGARD. 1-800-HAGGARD. We'll blow your shit up.
It really is amazing that he doesn't have a girlfriend. Man, this is no way to make a living.
You just gotta look at it from the bright side.
Oh, there's a bright side?
tell me about that gold thing, Sweets.
Well, they say that the Legionnaires always paid in gold bars. I've heard that his base is an old oil tanker and that the cargo holds are loaded with gold.
Loaded with gold, huh? Sort of makes you think, doesn't it?
About what?
What do you want?
So tell me more about that Legionnaire bozo.
No one knows for sure who he really is. There's no photos of him. No one knows his real name.
Woo! Scary. He could be anyone, right? He could be the Sarge.
Just shut up, won't you?
Maybe that's his moniker. Shut up. Now we know who he is. It's the Sarge. Take that mask off.
Non verba. Non verba, non acta.
He doesn't speak Spanish, do you, Sarge? What else do you know about this Legionnaire?
Well, I heard he once forced one of his guys to eat his own intestines.
Yeah. I know exactly how he feels.
That hurt, Sarge. That hit right here in my heart.
Hey, don't corner me. I might develop instinct.
So, anything else you know about this mercenary guy?
Well, the rumor is he was with the French Foreign Legion till he had a fight with his CO.
Yeah? Dishonorable discharge. Non-honorable discharge.
Nah, none of the above. He killed the CO and most of his platoon, then took the rest of his platoon and went freelance.
That's just campfire tales. Sweets?
Dishonorable discharge. Maybe mercenarying ain't a bad gig. I mean, it's basically the same thing that we're doing, but the pay is better.
And what about the gratitude of your nation?
Yeah, and glory and honor.
And gold.
Originally, I had the idea that I would show the location of where I was getting the unique dialogue, but that kind of fell by the wayside because it wasn't really important. If I got the dialogue, I got it, and you guys could listen to it. I also left this cutscene in mostly intact because it's the funniest one in the game.
Okay, listen up, guys. Our armored division is moving in, and our job is to cut off Russian supply lines before they get here. Let's get ready. This is the plan. We hit the weapons depot first. Once we have that area secured, we regroup and we move on to the fuel dump.
Excuse me, Sarge, wouldn't it be easier to do it the other way around?
Or we could split up into teams and take them both at the same time.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Or I could shoot the two of you and do this thing along with Marlowe.
Okay, we'll do it your way.
You're the boss.
Y'all better stay in line, boys. I don't want nothing messing up my fishing plans.
You can count on me, Sarge. I'm on my best behavior.
Then what could possibly go wrong?
I got 2 words for you. Get out of my face right now.
No time like the present, Prez.
I'm getting hungry.
Hey, don't step on my feet.
Don't step on my feet.
We gotta keep moving. I smell gold.
They don't comment every time you're near gold or every time you pick up a gold bar, but there's a few. There's a few that are actually triggered, and it's kind of nice. So I left a couple of those in here, but for the most part, they don't comment when you pick up a gold bar. In here, I'm just going to launch a mortar on my team, because there's one funny piece of dialogue I was able to get.
Damn, my ears!
Then I ran around trying to drill the Sarge.
Oh, God!
You know, you get bored sometimes. You gotta entertain yourself.
Sometimes I get so doggone tired of this damned war.
Not nearly enough action.
Yeah, I agree. I wish we had more of those really life-threatening situations.
Yeah, right.
So if you decide to play this game again to listen to the dialogue, which I don't know why, I've given you it all, There's a unique glitch that actually happened to me twice, and it's when I believe an enemy gets into one of the friendly tanks that you're supposed to be protecting. It won't take any damage because the game has dictated that this tank is friendly, therefore it cannot be destroyed. It's not meant to be destroyed. But the guy is still in the tank as the cutscene is commencing, and he's trying to kill us. So it lets you know that everything is happening in real time in the game, but unfortunately the troops cannot destroy him, so he's always going to be there. It's something that happened in both of my playthroughs at least once, so I think that's what the reason is. I think an enemy actually gets by me and jumps in the tank that's supposed to be friendly, so they will keep it up all the livelong day, so you're just going to have to leave them be. It doesn't hurt anything. It won't kill you, but, you know, move on.
Get moving, soldier!
Why did I record them in the water? I can't believe I actually pushed them all the way down in there. So I came across this unique little glitch. Sarge, what's going on?
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Is this because of all the PTSD? ADHD? Who knows?
Is that a silencer? Those are for girls.
So as Mission 2 comes to a close, we're finally going to see where those trucks carrying all that gold are going. And this is also going to signal the start of Mission 3 crossing over. And it's also going to be one of the defining moments in the Bad Company games, an event that actually gets mentioned in the sequel, Bad Company 2. That's when Hager invades a neutral country all by himself.
Where did Haggard go?
There's gold in them hills!
Shit, that's a neutral zone. Haggard, fall back!
He can't hear you, Sarge. If he could, he wouldn't listen.
Invade might be kind of a strong word, but he does attack them, and you're going to have to go and get them. And this is going to change a lot of the topics from here on out. You'll still get the mercenary stuff, the legionnaire stuff. It will still pop in occasionally, but this event will basically doom your entire squad, and it'll make them AWOL. So just so you know that, this is where it pretty much all happens. It does get referenced, I think, a couple of times in Bad Company 2. But, so, yeah, this is basically a bad thing. And the other guys really hate Hager for it. But you should at least know what that's where all this dialogue is coming from. If I just would have played it normally, you might have actually kind of forgot about the events that took place. But, yeah, so this is what he did. So here's all the dialogue that comes straight from that. Mission 3.
Shit.
That was bad, wasn't it? That was bad.
It was bad, Hags. It's about as bad as anything we've ever done. Whatever you've done, it's as bad as that.
Not like Chris Christopherson's third album.
Oh, bad. Worse. Worse.
No way!
Let me think.
I think trucks went up that way. I'm gonna catch up with them.
Sarge, Haggard's running away again.
Shit, look at that.
I know, he runs like a girl.
No, I'm talking about something else. I bet we just got broadcast live to every shooter in this godforsaken country. But if we blow the antennas, you can't track what you can't see.
We'll get the U.S. Army off us too, Sarge.
I like how he ran after the trucks, but then ran back just so he could say that piece of dialogue. Good job there, Haggard.
I can almost smell that gold, man.
Over the stench of your socks? I'm amazed you can smell anything.
Do we have to sound like a bunch of damn frat boys? This ain't no joke, you know.
War always looks better on TV. You know, all tactical ops and surgical strikes.
Yeah. I thought we did a real surgical job back there. I mean, we hit an artery. There was blood everywhere.
That's not what the term means. You're aware of that, right? Dog, how did we end up in this mess?
Well, I guess I'm partly to blame.
Insofar as you single-handedly invaded a neutral country? Yeah, I'd say that had something to do with it.
I think I'd make a pretty good mercenary.
Oh, yeah? You think the Legionnaire would hire you?
Hags, his soldiers are all highly trained professionals. Ex-Green Berets, Black Ops, Foreign Legion.
And your point's what?
Your point's what?
What?
Sweetwater, tell him.
You are a walking disaster zone.
Dang! I think I traded my last piece of beef jerky.
For what?
Cigarettes. But I don't smoke. So I traded those for 2 back cream.
What, you got back problems?
Nah. I was hoping the guy with my beef jerky might want it.
This has been another Stupid Things That Haggard Says.
Get out of my face.
You sure these guys are neutral? I thought that meant they would be more like harmless.
Well, you know what they say about assumptions. They get you killed, okay?
Can you girls please try to get along?
He thinks that when we say neutral, that's the gear that they're in.
Well, don't get worried about it. Don't worry about it, Sweetwater.
This ain't all my fault. You guys were right behind me.
They're trying to save your sorry ass.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. You wanted the gold as well, Sweetwater. Just admit it.
Why should I? I got this convenient excuse. You...
Keep moving.
Now, where did I put that beef jerky?
You know there's more to life than beef jerky. I mean, we should call out for a pizza sometime.
Now that's a great idea. I'll have a Hawaiian.
You do know he's messing with you, don't you?
Yeah? I was thinking maybe a Rusky pizza guy.
Listen, if we're gonna have any chance of finding that gold, we've got to get our act together.
Hey, I'm all for that. Talk to Mr. Explosives expert over there. He's the one getting us into trouble all the time.
Yeah? And what's your area of expertise, by the way? Oh, yes, I know. It's whining. Oh, dear me, look at me. I got my boots all... Oh, they're scratching the inside of my... Oh, I got sunburn.
Why don't you go pull the pin on one of your damn grenades?
Hey, how do you know that you've landed in someone's country? Because when they turn off the jet, you can still hear the whining. And that's you, buddy.
Ooh, sick burn. So that's it for part 1. Coming up next is going to be part 2 of Hidden Dialogue in Battlefield Bad Company. If the video is done, you should see a link to it popping up here pretty soon. But hey, check out some more of my stuff. I make funny comments. I do other stuff. I don't play Fortnite. Is that a thing? That's the opposite of a thing, isn't it? So hey, thanks for watching, and this will be concluded in part 2. So thank you so much for watching.